Have some new members of the Kevolution once again, so I'm sure you'll all thank me in welcoming along James Morgan, Jesper Pondal and Robert Coe. Thank you very much to the three of you for supporting the channel on Patreon at patreon.com/Lelujo. It is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for your support. Hello and welcome to Season 17, Episode 6 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Spurs and at home against Brentford in the Premier League. And my freezer sounds like it's going to explode over there. That's ridiculous. That has been silent all afternoon. I turn on the camera to start recording and all of a sudden it's just making ridiculous noises. I apologise profusely. I hope the noises aren't too distracting. In fact, I'm going to go and kick the freezer. Kicking it didn't work. Since you were last with me, everything was miserable for a little while, but then all of a sudden everything has become glorious again, and we've on off the back of back-to-back Premier League wins. Yes, we got knocked out of the FA Cup by Spurs. Who cares? We beat Watford away. We beat Chelsea at home. Adam Ottosson has decided to become a Premier League superstar, and we're also in a ridiculous situation at the moment where Stevie Alston is our top scorer with 6 goals after 24 games. That's poor, but what's less poor is the fact that after 24 games, we're now on 27 points. If we manage to pick up another win in today's episode, that means we'll be finishing up 30 points after 26 games, which means we only need another 10 points from the last 12 games to secure safety, which should be doable. It's a little bit sad that we're having to worry about safety all over again, rather than pushing on for mid-table. But what's slightly more reassuring is if we sort by form, sort by form that way, we're currently 5th in the Premier League on form. So that's a nice little turnaround. Europa League form, that's what I'm talking about. And this is going to be the team that we play for today's game. Why don't we have a goalkeeper on the bench? One moment. Okay, now I understand. It's not match day. I was playing this very late last night. Give me a minute, we'll fast forward a little bit, then I'll get to match day and actually pick a team, because usually I pick the team before I save. Apparently last night I just fell asleep and turned the game off before it was even match day. Yeah. It also seems last night, before I went to sleep, I was so tired playing this game last night, I've done some transfer business that I don't remember doing. I seriously was very tired playing this game last night. This is unusual. Someone else been playing my save. I can't justify these decisions, but let's hope they were good ones. We've sold Stuart Murphy, Francesco Costa, Peter Tanner and Ashley McKenna. And then we've signed a new striker, a 24-year-old Italian striker called Federico Pigliacelli. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's come in from Osmanlispor in Turkey, where he's got 14 goals from 22 games this season. Previous to that, he was at Roma and spent a lot of time out on loan at various Italian and French clubs, where he wasn't particularly spectacular. It's really this season in Turkey. He's been playing incredibly well and scoring a lot of goals, and we've decided to pick him up for the bargain price, really, of £1.5 million. Perhaps we have a new superstar. I just don't remember signing him. That's terrifying. I need to stop playing this game late at night when I'm tired. So, in light of that, and the fact that South Africa seem to have been knocked out of the African nations already, because Menzi's back as well, this is the team for today's game. We have Menzi in goal, a back four of Lang, Gabrielli, Harris and Mucha. I think I've just blocked out the last month of game time. There was no 8-0 defeat, was there? I dreamt it. Excellent. Enzo, Clement and Parker in midfield, with Ottosson in behind, Alston, top scorer, and new boy Pigliacelli. Hold on. Because I'm never going to be able to say his name properly. He'll just be the pig, because why not? Seems like a perfectly good name for him. Let's get into the game. Oh, number 11 is where he's got Pablo Garcia's old number. And we've given him a nickname, so he's going to be good. Yes, we've done lots of work on the training pitch. Anicic playing as see, they've stolen our tactic, but they're playing Anicic as the central one. That's wrong. You play him as the playmaker because he's very good. Silly Tottenham, you'll learn. Right, let's have a hat trick today from the pig. I mean, it's not the most flattering name, but I'm never going to be able to say his actual name properly. So it's probably for the best that we do give him a nickname. If there's a more complimentary one that we can give him, please let me know. But I think the Pig's a wonderful name to be called. Right, Alston, with the freedom of having a goal scorer alongside him today, might just wait. Enzo scored. There we go. We're 1-0 up away against Tottenham. Our Europa League form continues. I am hoping, though, as I was saying, that by having a proper, recognised top division goal scorer alongside Alston, it will just free him up a little bit to not feel the pressure of goal scoring being completely on his shoulders. And having Enzo burst through from midfield with a finish like that's going to go a long way towards doing that as well. But now we've got two strikers up front who are a little bit young, a little bit of a risk, picked up a little bit on the cheap. We just need one of them to come good. Ideally, it would be Alston because of the amount of wages we're giving him. But they've both been playing in sort of second-tier European leagues. Alston in Scotland, the Pig in Turkey. But they did both score lots of goals in those leagues when they were playing there. So we just need, ideally, both of them as a combination to become superb, or just one of them to get 10 goals now in the run-in at the end of this season would be amazing. Or even 10 goals between the two of them would be progress and where we've been all season so far. 10 goals in the last 12 games from that front two, I think will probably be safe. Would we? Perhaps 15 goals between the two of them would be even safer. But in the spirit of our newfound, we don't do tactics anymore. Tactics are the root of all evil. Despite the fact that we're 1-0 up away against a much better team than us, we're not dropping back. We're going to keep on attack because it's all we're good at, as we showed against Chelsea when you lot weren't watching. But that's exactly what we did there. They did get a goal back. Tottenham have scored. That takes the shine off it a little bit, doesn't it? Don't worry. We'll be fine. This is still Europa League form, even if we draw, I think. Although it does... Menzie doesn't even put his hands up until the ball's gone past him. He looks like he's wearing those blue gloves that they wear on the ham counter in the supermarket, which is weird. Surely he can't wear blue goalkeeping gloves when we play in blue. The Pig has been awful. So he comes off, Mark Foot comes on, and we'll just swap those two around. And now the pressure goes back onto Alston again. Leo Clement also not having the best of games. We'll bring Arn on for him. And hopefully just go and nick a winner from somebody. It'd be lovely if Stevie Alston could get a winner or a winger. Either of them are fine. We just want him to score a goal. Right. A draw is fine. A draw is fine. Keep repeating to yourself, Kev. A draw is fine. Otterson's going to come off. Park's going to push further forward. And we're going to bring on Diaby to play as the roaming playmaker. And just see if by shuffling the midfield pack around a little bit, we generate a little bit of extra creativity to grab us a goal. But it's Spurs with the corner, but Park heads clear. Supposed to be playing as a trequartista, back making defensive header. I like it a lot. But Spurs are still applying a lot of pressure. We need to get a tackle in and break on them because that's the opposite of what I was saying we needed. It's like the game wasn't even listening. We played so well in the last two games, and now we bring in our exciting new striker and we get our goalkeeper back, and all of a sudden we're back to defeat. So, I mean, it has been our standard this season. We've drawn very few games. We either win or we lose. In fact, how many games have we actually drawn in the Premier League? Oh, hold on. No. We've drawn only 3 games all season, and we've picked up a defeat today. But remember, we were only looking for 1 win in today's episode. 2 would have been lovely, but if we can go and beat Brentford at home now, that'll still be a successful episode. It still leaves us just needing 10 points from the last 12 games. So let's go and beat them and forget all about throwing that game away against Spurs when I know I should have switched tactics, but we don't now because I'm being stubborn. Just the one change for the Brentford game. By and large, we were pretty good against Spurs. I think if we play that well again, that should be enough to beat Brentford at home. But Baralya is back from the African nations, so he comes back in at the expense of Harris. Other than that, we are unchanged. Dario Hernandez, who we signed a couple of years ago now on a free transfer from Man City and apparently has a lot of potential, makes it onto the bench basically by default because we've sold McKenna and Murphy in January without realising it, and Kevin Thompson celebrated that by breaking his back basically. So Hernandez is now our second choice goalkeeper. I don't know how we've gone from having 5 pretty good... There's the ice cream man again. Not today. I started a diet. I'm so tempted this time. Not today. Got to stop recording videos at this time, though. No! Let's just play a football match and pretend we can't hear that I mean, he's parked right outside. He's basically outside my house. He's the other side of my garage door that's just there. What a monster. Yes, we want to win this. Yeah, he's just being rested, attacking football, etc., etc. Let's go win a football match. Why is that still all the way out there from when we were looking at draws in the last match? Pereira is fit-ish again, by the way. So we are now getting to the point where if we so choose, we could try playing with wingers again. I don't so choose at the moment, but I am conscious of the fact we spent £15 million on him in the summer. He was very good for us. I know you lot all think we overpaid for him, but that's poor. There's no getting away from the fact that when he was in the team and we were playing with wingers, we were doing really, really well. That run of 8 or 9 defeats in a row were the 8 or 9 games straight after he got his injury, and we just didn't have a presence down that left-hand side. We were playing Mark Foot out there. So the idea of being able to go back to Pereira and Diaby wide is a tempting one. Oh, Park hits a crossbar. That's not how Park takes a free kick. A lot of it is going to depend on how the pig does today. Because if we've got both the pig and Alston misfiring, but the pig puts it in for Park there and it's 1-1, he missed his free kick, but it wasn't going to miss from there. But if we've got 2 duds up front, it makes sense to only play one of them. But if it looks like the pig's got something about him, and he's got his first assist there, with a little bit of back to the goal playing in Park. So if we look like we're going to be playing good attacking football and scoring lots of goals, then we're not going to mess anything up. We're not going to change anything. If we lose this game and it looks like this partnership isn't working, then we'll revert back to having the wingers that was working so well early in the season. We've been let off a little bit there by a miss from Brentford. That was only their second shot on... Well, it wasn't on target. They've only had 2 shots on target. That one missed. They've not had much in the way of attacks, have they? We are playing well. We just need to capitalise on that good play by winning the football match. And again, it comes down to the fact that our strikers just don't seem good enough. And it's a real shame. We've spent so much money on Alston particularly and invested so much in him on his wages, and he does so well for Scotland. I think he might go down as the biggest flop in the history of this channel, purely because of how much... I mean, his agent's a genius. He's set up for life because his agent ruined me with that contract. We'll bring Martins on. We'll take Alston off as well. And try Mark Foot again. In fact, Foot can play alongside the pig today. And perhaps the two of them will form a partnership and get the goals we need to secure safety in the Premier League for another season. Otterson finds Park. Park, what's he going to do with it? I mean, he's trying to do it all himself. He probably is one of our better players now. But if he starts thinking that, we're going to have a bit of a problem because he's no Anicic. He's not that much better than everyone else around him. And Menzies really, that's an absolute howler. And for the first time since he's been at the club, we don't have any kind of competition for him at all. He knows Hernandez isn't coming in the team. And that's just pathetic. I don't even understand how that's a thing that's just happened. But it's looking like with 10 minutes to go, for about the 5th time this season, we're going to come and lose both episodes while the cameras are on. Both matches, sorry, while the cameras are on. It's a joke. We played so well against Chelsea. Right, Otterson. I mean, no one's even challenging their keeper from a corner. These are things that Kev teams are supposed to be good at doing. The pig, what can he do? Absolutely nothing at all. We should have made him earn his nickname, because we've wasted a really good nickname on him there, unless he decides to come good. This is his 2nd game. Yes, he looks like he's been one of the better players on the pitch by rating, but I'm not impressed. I am not at all impressed. We've gone from Europa League form to probably relegation form. If we go back and have a little look at the Premier League form table now, after 2 defeats, it's certainly not going to be as pretty as it was before. And hold on, it's that way around, isn't it? Yeah, we've gone to lower mid-table. more accurately reflecting our actual position in the league. Oh, is there any jobs going? Oh, hello. We will apply for Chelsea. Wasn't that job available last year? Who was their manager? Who did they... They sacked Eddie Howe after a year and 12 days. This is the same Eddie Howe who was at Stoke for 8 years and turned them into a Champions League superpower. He lasted a year at Chelsea before getting sacked. That's a reason for Kev to want to apply. Well, there you go then. We'll leave it on a cliffhanger. Will Kev get the Chelsea job? Of course he won't. I haven't been getting any jobs I've applied for since Ipswich. We'll have to wait and see though. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.